A very good morning, dear students. Today we are going to begin a very important chapter in English grammar, that are conjunctions. Children, what do you mean by conjunctions? Conjunctions means it's a word which is used to join words or sentences together. Conjunct actually means to join. So they are the words which join words, phrases, clauses or sentences. Okay, conjunction is like a glue. Glue how it connects two things. In the same way, conjunctions they join two words, two phrases, two clauses or two sentences. So here children in this chapter there are three kinds of conjunction. First one which we will be learning are coordinating conjunctions. Next we have correlative conjunctions and third one subordinating conjunctions. Okay children, let's learn them in detail. So here, moving to coordinating conjunction, children, what actually is coordinating conjunction? Coordinating conjunction, they join two grammatical units. Okay, they actually join noun with noun, adjective with adjective, phrase with phrase, and clause with clause. Okay, so these sentences uh, you can see like there are seven coordinating conjunctions: for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. Okay, so for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. So all these are coordinating conjunctions, and a very easy way to remember them is the acronym fanboys. Through this acronym fanboys, acronym means first letters of each word. Okay, so by this acronym fanboys you can easily remember coordinating conjunctions like for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. Okay, so children, for it is used to explain a reason or purpose. Like for example, I'll for you can just take an example like I have to go to shopping for I'm almost out of food. Another sentence you can take like I need to go to bed for I'm very tired. Okay, so next conjunction is and is used to add things. You know very well, and add one things to another. Okay, John and Sam are going for swimming. Okay, and nor is used to add. It is used to present an alternative negative idea to an already negative idea. Like for example, she doesn't drink milk nor does she eat butter. So here we have two negative ideas. Okay, so it presents an one negative idea to an already stated another negative idea. Okay, so another word is but you know it shows contrast. He's poor but honest. Okay, and next is or presents a choice. Okay, and yet yet is used to introduce a contrasting idea that follows the preceding idea logically, and so is used to show the effect or result. Okay, now see children, these sentences they have two independent sentences and they can stand alone. Like for example, you can see I have to go to shopping for I'm almost out of food. So here both are these pair of sentences. Okay, they have two independent sentences and they are of equal rank or order, and neither depends upon the other for its full meaning. Both of them are independent, they don't depend on each other. Okay, if we join these two independent sentences together, then they make coordinating conjunction. Okay. So children, next is correlative conjunctions. Correlative conjunctions, actually they come in pairs like either or, neither nor, not only, but also, both and, though, yet, hardly, when, whether or, no sooner than, so that, as, rather than, etc. So they come in pairs, children. Okay, correlative conjunction always comes in pairs. They cannot stand, they cannot use as a single unit. Okay, so they always comes in pairs. So some examples of correlative conjunctions are either take it or leave it. Okay, so here either and or comes in pairs. He is neither rich nor poor, so neither and or again they comes in pair. And again, we both loved and honored him, so again both and they are coming in pairs. Next sentence, though he's poor yet he's happy, again though and yet they are coming in pairs. So any pair, when it is coming together, when it is coming, any conjunctions when it is coming in a pair and they are of and they connect equal sentences, so they are correlative conjunctions. Okay, so children, moving to subordinating conjunctions. Children, subordinating conjunctions actually, they cannot stand on alone. A very good morning, dear children. Today we are going to learn a very important topic in English grammar, that is conjunctions. Children, what do you mean by conjunction? Conjunction is a word which join two words or sentences together. Okay, children, conjunct means to join. Okay, it means to connect. So conjunction, they are the words that connect two words, clauses, phrases, or sentences. Okay, so conjunction is just like a glue how it joins two things in the same way. Conjunction also, it connects two words, phrases, clauses, or sentences. So children, there are three main type of conjunctions: coordinating conjunctions, correlative conjunctions, and subordinating conjunctions. Okay, so there are three main types of conjunction: coordinating, correlative, and subordinating. So children, let's learn them in detail. So children, what is coordinating conjunctions? Coordinating conjunctions, they are uh, conjunctions which join the same grammatical units, like they join noun with noun, adjective with adjective, phrase with phrase, and clause with clause. Okay, so these type of conjunctions, they join the same grammatical units. And examples of coordinating conjunctions are for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. Okay, so these are coordinating conjunctions. So children, a very easy way to remember them is the acronym FANBOYS. What is acronym? Acronym is the first letters of each word. Okay, when you pick out the first letter from for, F, first letter of an, A, first letter of nor, N, first letter of B, but is B, first letter of or is O, and first letter of yet is Y, and first letter of so is S. Okay, so when you take all the first letters of each word, you get the acronym FANBOYS. Okay, through this acronym, by this acronym, you can easily remember these conjunctions. Okay, 7 conjunctions. Okay, so children, for, it is used to explain a reason. Okay, it explains a reason. Like for example, I have to see, you can see this sentence, I have to go to shopping for I'm almost out of food. Okay, so here for it is explaining a purpose. Okay, it is explaining a reason. Okay, it is for here, it is just like because, like I have to go to shopping because I'm almost out of food. Okay, one more example you can take, I'm going to bed for I'm very tired. Got it? Yes, children. Next one, and you know very well it joins one thing to another, like Sam and I are going for shopping, or Peter and Tim often go out for long walks. So they join, they add one thing to another. Okay, so same again, nor also what it does, it presents an alternative negative idea to another negative idea. Okay, so here we have two negative ideas. She doesn't drink milk, nor does she eat butter. Both are negative ideas. Okay, so both are negative ideas. So what it does, it presents one negative idea to another negative idea. Okay, next conjunction is but you know it shows contrast. Okay, it joins two opposite things. Okay, she is poor but honest. Okay, one more example of but is he has failed but Ashok has passed. Like you can say Bali has failed but Ashok has passed. Okay, yes, or you know, or presents a choice. Okay, when you want to give any choice, or when there's a choice, we use this conjunction, like work hard or you will fail. Okay, and there's one more sentence you can take, you can have tea or coffee. Okay, so this presents an alternative or a choice. Okay, next next is yet. Okay, so an example of this conjunction is, this is a small car yet it is surprisingly spacious. One more example you can take, like he is rich yet he is unhappy. Okay, next so also it indicates effect, or it shows a result or consequence. Okay, like an example of so is, his preparation was perfect so he qualified the test. Okay, he worked hard so he succeeded. Okay, so children, next we have correlative conjunctions. Children, correlative conjunctions, they often they often come in pairs. Okay, they actually come in pairs, and they connect two equal sentences. Example of correlative conjunctions are either or, neither nor, not only but also, but and, though yet, hardly when, whether or, no sooner than, so that, as, rather than. Okay, so the either always comes with or, neither always comes with nor, not only comes with but also, both comes with and, though comes with yet. So they always comes in pairs. Okay. Okay, so children, here are some examples of correlative conjunctions. He is both kind and wise, either sleep or sit up and study. He can neither sing nor dance. Okay, so these are the examples of correlative conjunctions. Okay, so there are also some other examples, like you can say either take it or leave it. Okay, though he's poor yet he's happy, so though always comes with yet. Okay, we both loved and honored him, both always comes with and, so they always comes in pairs, they are used in pairs. Okay, so because they are used in pairs, they are known as correlative conjunctions. Okay, so children, let's move to the last type of conjunction, that is subordinating conjunctions. Okay, so children, subordinating conjunctions, they join dependent clause to an independent clause. Here we don't have two independent clauses. Okay, so here these conjunctions, they join one dependent clause to an another independent clause, and there is no such rule that dependent clause should come first and independent clause should come second. No, nothing like that. Dependent clause can come in the beginning or independent clause can come in the beginning, and vice versa. It can go in any way. Okay, sometimes dependent clause, both have the same meaning. If you're writing dependent clause at first and independent clause at second, or if you're writing independent clause at first or dependent clause at second, the meaning will be same. But the only difference is when you're placing dependent clause in the beginning, then you'll insert a comma. Okay, then you insert a comma after dependent clause, that is before independent clause. But when you're placing independent clause at the first, you will not insert any punctuation, you will not insert any comma, you will not place any comma. Okay, so subordinate conjunction, they can sometimes be placed in the beginning of the sentence if the dependent clause comes before the independent clause. Okay, so I told you in such cases we use a comma. Okay, so examples you can see, children. Do not move till you are told. Next sentence, he is wiser than I think. So see, children, here you can see, do not move till you are told. So here, children, do not move, it is independent clause, and till you are told is dependent clause. Because independent clause is coming first, there's no comma here. See, in the second sentence, he is wiser than I think. He is wiser is independent clause because it is standing on its own, and than I think it is dependent clause because it has to depend on the first clause, that is main clause, independent clause. Okay, so whenever independent clause is in the beginning, okay, you should not insert any comma. Okay, like for example, you can see, children, I'll show you one more example. Though he tries hard, he always fails. So see here, children, here, though he tries hard, so the first clause is dependent. He always fails, he always faces independent, because this is dependent because the first clause, it does not have meaning in its own, it has to depend on the second clause to get a complete meaning. Whereas he always fails, it has a meaning in its clause. Okay, it does not have to depend on the another clause. So when dependent clause is in the beginning, okay, we need to keep a comma after the dependent clause or before the independent clause. Okay, so you understood when to keep comma, when not to keep comma. Just remember, when the dependent clause is in the beginning, keep comma, and when the independent clause is in the beginning, don't keep any comma. Okay, so fine, children, these were the types of conjunctions which you learned today. Okay, hope you understood, and that's all for today. Thank you, children. Have a good day. Bye bye.